New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve with Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast late-night infomercial originator and guru, Mr. Ron Popeil. Mm-hmm. That's right. Sadly, Ron died last night at the age of 86, but the man's worth toasting because in addition to coining the catchphrases, set it and forget it, and, but wait, there's more. Apparently that's all Ron. Ron introduced and sold us all kinds of unnecessary products that we never needed, but still bought anyway, including, but not limited to, the Showtime Rotisserie Barbecue.
Oh, that's the one where you put the whole chicken in and you don't have to have...
You're goddamn right it is, Miles.
You can put two of them in there.
I know.
Yeah.
I would watch this commercial.
I don't think that's a waste.
Okay, the Ronco Electric Food Dehydrator.
That's if you're going to make jerky. That's not a bad thing either.
How about Popeil's Pasta and Sausage Maker?
Now, that would be interesting. I could see making pasta. Sausage, I think it takes more of a someone who knows the craft.
It's Popeil's Pasta and Sausage Maker, Miles.
So you make them both.
There you go. You're making pasta, you got to have sausage.
That's right. And Ron Popeil, he goes, I know making sausage is hard. That's why I also have a sausage maker. How about the bagel cutter? If you're one of those people that refuses to cut a bagel correctly, yeah, there you go.
I mean, look, none of these products you need, but they are convenient.
This one I enjoy, the Inside the Shell Egg Scrambler.
That's pretty crazy.
Right. It's Ron Popeil, brother. He's like, why waste that time scrambling eggs when you can scramble it before it even gets out of the shell?
It's almost like that really little tiny whisk where you always go, what is this for?
This one is world famous. Everyone knows this one. I'm glad the trend has died. The Bedazzler.
Oh,
I didn't know that was Ron Popeil.
I know.
The Bedazzler was the thing for your jeans.
Yeah, people would make little...
Right. I was thinking about the crimper.
How about, you remember this one, Miles? Mr. Microphone.
Oh, God, Mr. Microphone was great.
Mr. Microphone.
That was kind of the start of the doing karaoke at home thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. And then my personal favorite, hair in a spray can. That's right. If you had a bald spot, Ron Popeil, in a spray can, there were little fibers in it that looked like hair, but was not actually hair. And you could, and for different hair colors, Miles, he had the whole range. You just sprayed on your bald spot, no one could tell. Anyway, Ron died after suffering, quote, a severe medical emergency. They're not saying what it is, but it was bad enough that he was surrounded by family.
But you're missing one of the most important ones.
From Ron Popeil?
Or the Pocket Fisherman?
Pocket Fisherman!
Oh, God, that's right.
Yeah.
He was the guy. You had a Pocket Fisherman.
I sure did. It was awesome.
I never got one. And as a kid, I was obsessed with that thing.
Yeah, we lived next to a lake, and my parents refused to do it. I just borrowed one of your buddy's fishing poles. I'm like, yeah, but this is the Pocket Fisherman, man.
I put it in my pocket.
Right. And then go fishing. What's not to love about it?
It was almost like in the infomercial, it was like, you're just driving along, all of a sudden you just pull over and whip that thing out of the truck
and start fishing.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a state that has no natural lakes, but I was like, we never know. Like, Mom, Dad, I'm going to need the fisherman.
Catch some of that lake trout.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's to Ron. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throw, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. All right, Hefe, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Then you know you have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have bite me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Let's visit the wonderful world of drugs.
All right, here's your story. According to investigators, Carl Gamby of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, went into a restroom and got high during his first shift ever as a clerk at the Econo Lodge. As he stumbled out of the bathroom, he grabbed a female coworker from behind and kissed her neck. Then he took off his shirt and repeatedly tried to get the woman to kiss him as she yelled for him to get away from her. The woman then fled to her car, called 911, and later told police that as she drove away, Gamby yelled, quote, "Before you leave, I just want to show you something." And that's when he started to take off his pants. Gamby was in fact naked when the cops arrived a few moments later. His clothes were strewn across the motel lobby and drug paraphernalia was found lying on the bathroom sink. Security cameras, recorded the whole thing. And a recording showed Gamby was naked by the time the woman's car left the parking lot. To give you an idea of how quickly this guy got naked. Now, as you might imagine, he was arrested on several charges. But the question is, what drug was he on? Was it bath salts, Molly, methamphetamine, or heroin? So bath salts, Molly, methamphetamine, or heroin?
What do you guys think?
Boy.
I mean, I do that kind of thing sober. I don't know why you need drugs to do all that.
Right, he's at work.
Dude, this is his first shift. He gets a gig at Econo Lodge. This is his first day at work. Goes to the bathroom, gets high, comes out, and then the rest of what I just told you is what happened.
What's Molly do? I don't know Molly. What's Molly do?
Molly's kind of like just a psychedelic.
Okay.
It puts people in a very
in the
good
80s,
mood.
it was ecstasy. It's the same thing. It's MDMA.
Right.
I'm thinking Molly then. He sounds like he wants to have a friend really, really bad.
You got that out of that story, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was naked before her car got out of the parking lot.
You know, like the guys that I knew who used to do heroin, you could tell that there was something a little bit off with them, but most of the time, like I knew some functional heroin addicts that could still go to work, still do everything, and they didn't
In
seem like too
Baltimore, we
crazy.
called them cooks.
So I'm going to go with meth, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you here, Miles. I think that's meth.
Okay.
Also, like, it's got to be something. It also would help that it's meth because he probably smoked it, which works quicker than ingesting something.
All right, Jeff, you're going to stick with a Molly final answer?
I think so. So it was a chef as a cook. He was in the kitchen.
No, this guy was.
No, he's working at Econo Lodge.
It was his first day of work. He went in the bathroom, got high, then came
Yeah,
out.
this
And
could have been like a cleaner or something at Econo Lodge.
Right.
So, yeah, I think I'm going to stick Molly. Let's go Molly, boys.
Final answer. Okay, we're going to find out what this guy was on. Bath salts, Molly, meth, or heroin next.
That was a tease.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Hey, all the Bacholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you had been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat, Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As fathers, we must protect our children at all costs, and nothing threatens our babies more than poop. Day and night, poop threatens to attack their skin, make them cry, and ruin their favorite outfits. Hello Bello has stepped in to help us win the battle of the buns. Their diapers are absorbent, help prevent leaks, and come in a bunch of cute designs to make other babies jealous. They're affordable and delivered right to your door. To join the fight against poop, visit HelloBello.com and enter HELLO30 for 30% off your first order.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is drugs on profile. This we got a Pennsylvania man that went into the bathroom to work on its very first day working at the Econo Lodge. So he went in there and got really, really hot.
Yeah.
Then he groped a coworker, got naked, freaked her the hell out. He was actually naked when the cops showed up.
He sure was.
Question is, what was this guy on? Bath salts, Molly, meth, or heroin?
And Jeff, that is the question we asked you. Thank you for calling back.
Thank you.
And Jeff, you went with Molly, and I will tell you this, having done Molly, it does make you huggy and want to get laid. However, I'm afraid it was not Molly. Kind of disappointing. And D. Ted Smith, Miles Montgomery, you both agreed this sounds awfully methy.
Mm-hmm. Methy?
Yeah. Oh. It is not methy.
Bath salts?
Believe it or not, bath salts. Damn.
Right,
typically, the bath salt stories are real violent. You know, this guy definitely strikes me more as meth. To me, this sounds like a combination of meth and Molly. Like, I really, really, really want to hug you. I'm also methed out, so I'm going to do this. But yeah, bath salts.
Damn. Okay. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Time again.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, Mike, you're going to have to help me out here. I like the guy. I screw up his name every time. Odenkirk?
Bob Odenkirk.
All right. So, kind of sad story here. Like, I just got into Breaking Bad. Jesus, I almost said Saul Campbell. He used to play for Arsenal years ago.
Better Call Saul.
Right, but what's his last name, Saul?
Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman.
He's a good man, Ted.
He is. Hey. Right. Great character on that show. And and I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff, right? Because wasn't he with David Cross on Mr. Show?
Was he? I don't know.
Wasn't he? I know he's worked with David Cross a ton of times. Anyhow, but he's great on that show and everything. And people love him. The Better Call Saul spinoff is out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Mr. Show.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
With Bob and David.
Yeah, I know. David Cross is a very strange man, but he's funny as hell, too. So anyway, basically, everybody loves Odenkirk, right? So we saw that he had collapsed on the set of Better Call Saul, and then it was about 24 hours. We didn't hear a ton.
Right.
Which kind of always makes you worry a little bit.
Sure.
But it turns out, his rep said we can confirm Bob is in stable condition after experiencing a heart-related incident. You know, we asked for privacy, all that kind of stuff. But sounds like the prognosis is good. His son Nate tweeted out he's going to be okay. So who knows?
Typically, I mean, unless he had a heart attack, it's a blockage issue.
Because generally, I feel like with heart attacks, they say, hey,
you had a heart attack.
You had a heart attack.
It sounds like he had some emergency stents put in.
Yeah, I would rather hear a heart attack from a doctor. Not that I want a heart attack, but if you say heart-related issue, I'm like, man, like a heart attack to me is the best thing that can be happening with a bad heart. So, like, I don't want to hear a heart-related condition.
See, I think it's the opposite.
Really?
Right, because a heart attack means you have a lot of heart-related issues.
Okay, that's fair.
And sometimes people...
But if that's how it's going to manifest, and again, I don't want a heart attack, but I feel like when you say a heart-related issue, like, oh, God, it's worse than a heart attack.
And they don't really check your heart, when you're born. They do. Does it have a pulse? You know what I mean?
That's basically.
Is your heart beating? So a lot of times people who have a small defect or whatever, as they grow, that becomes more problematic as far as, how your heart is working. If you have like an ASD or something like that, you've never been diagnosed, you've got a small hole, you don't even know it.
Yeah, because literally they just check you. Every time I go to the doctor, they get the stethoscope, but there's no EKG in my heart or anything like that. I mean, it's just...
Then you have an incident, and they go, oh, look, you have a hole in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think I've told this on the air, but Mike and I have talked about it. Like, I had a buddy a few years ago, right, who was, he looked like, I'm not making a joke about him, but he looked like PC Principal. Like that kind of, from South Park, like that kind of build, like the blonde hair and everything. But we had been very good friends in grade school, and then in high school and stuff, we kept in touch. But yeah, he was the head of his mountain biking club, and then was out on a ride and just died of a heart attack. But same thing, he had a murmur or something that just nobody had ever checked. It wasn't anything to do with diet or lack of exercise. I mean, the guy was an exercise machine.
Right.
Yeah. So you hear those stories, it's crazy. But either way, the good news is he's 58, by the way. Seems like he should be okay.
Right.
Obviously, the other thing, too, is like he's got to be an awesome dude. Like, I know we like his characters.
Right, but everyone likes him.
Right. Is people vouch for him in real life as well, not just his characters. Cranston, Aaron Paul, like they all sent out messages and everything. And David Cross, who I talked about earlier, said, Bob's one of the strongest people I know, both physically and spiritually. He will get through us. So, I should have said.
All right, well, at least, like you said, 24 hours hearing nothing, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
That's generally typically they'll give you information as soon as they can.
Yeah, but you need to run that battery test, figure out what's going on. He probably had some kind of emergency surgery and all the stuff. So within that time frame, you don't know. You're kind of just waiting.
Yeah, it's also kind of weird because, Mike, am I wrong in thinking like there's a character on the show who has like some heart stuff once in a while, but they don't really address it a ton. The brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He has like an episode in an elevator.
Yeah.
And just kind of...
That's more of a PTSD thing, but it does set off a little bit
so,
there.
like, for me, like, because I just started watching the show and kind of getting into it, I was like, that is creepy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
My daughter had some stuff, and it's crazy just how technology works. You think like, okay, your kid's going to have this heart thing done, and you think that, well, she did have open heart surgery, but before all that stuff, like they go in through the thigh. They go in through... like, they can run a scope up and from your groin into your heart and under your arm and all that stuff. And, you just think, like, you got to go in through the chest plate. But they don't really do a lot of that stuff that way.
Or maybe the doctor failed anatomy.
Yeah, people have surgery and they go through your thigh to work on your heart. You're like, this is crazy.
Do they do that for adults? Is that because she was a baby?
Well, I'm assuming the road remains the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, I don't know.
But her bones are completely formed because she was an infant, right?
She was like 2 when she had her surgery.
Oh, was she 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
But young enough where they broke her breastplate and they were able to super glue it shut, so it didn't look like the scar was too bad. So,
all right.
It was weird.
Yeah, it's weird sometimes, too. Like, there's certain scenes you'll watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to think whether it's like sometimes it's an anticipation of something. So if you watch like a hardcore like drug scene, right? Like it's a dungeon, it's a den.
Right.
They're going through, say, like the tunnels in Vegas or whatever. Like sometimes I'll be sitting there on the couch, I'm like, calm down.
Right.
Right? It's like you'll feel your heart racing, like, what is going to happen? I hope nothing bad happens. And then frankly, with Breaking Bad, I don't know how meth people aren't dying more often. Like every time I watch somebody smoke meth, I'm like, I feel like my heart would just be like, what are you doing?
It is.
Too much.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone's heart is saying that.
Yeah,
why are you doing this again?
Other than that, generally it's fear. They're really, obviously activity gets your heart going.
Well, but that's a healthy, got my heart going.
Yeah.
I earned this. I made this happen.
Yeah, jumping off high stuff. That really gets it pounded too.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right, we're talking about sports a little bit. I was just about to mention diving off the high dive, so the platform jumps down in Federal Way. Whew. That's hard to talk yourself into that one. But a lot of people have questions about the Olympics. So these are 5 questions people are Googling about the Olympics.
All right, you tell us the question. I'll see if I know the answer. I know I don't, but I'll see.
Okay. Why do divers shower after each dive?
They shower after the dive because... And it's not like you need to shower before you get in the pool, but you do. It is because their body temperature. Because the water's freezing.
Correct.
That is
the pool's cold. It can make you cramp up. So that's why they take a warm shower or sit in the hot tub between dives.
I thought they was just dirty.
Yeah, most people, I always thought it was just the chlorine.
Okay. Good one, Miles. Good job. Good job. Good answer. Good answer.
1 for 1.
All right. Why do volleyball players have different colored jersey?
I believe...
Why does one volleyball player? So you're talking about 6-man or 6-woman.
Typically, I don't know why, but at least
it's not the same.
In my brief experience watching it, typically it's the shortest guy on the team. So I don't know if they are the set person.
Predominantly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's a rotation. Is it the server?
No. That's just part of the rotation. There's only one player who can sub in and replace another player in the back row. They're usually better at defense, so things like passing the ball and receiving serve.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you watch, I never knew why they had it on, but typically they're shorter than the other guys on the team, And, you never saw them going for the spike. They did nothing but set the other guys up.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know. All right.
It's wild, too, because I don't know anybody that played I know people that played beach volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that played six-man volleyball.
I always loved six-man volleyball, man. On the rare occasions you actually got to play it, that was a sport I absolutely loved.
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as throwing down and drinking in college, the girls' volleyball team were right there with the swimmers. They could party.
Yeah, one of the first girls I ever made out with was a volleyball player.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. You go to different places where volleyball is king that you wouldn't even realize it. Like the volleyball tournament for high school women in Michigan is one of the biggest volleyball tournaments. It's amazing. They fill the stands like Iowa does with wrestling. It's just.
But there's also countries, Rich. I think they said in Thailand, if you play volleyball because they have professional leagues, you're a rock star, man. It's almost like they're NFL,
Yeah. Well, I was watching a whole thing on the Indian, the lady from India that's a badminton player.
Yeah.
She makes more money than any athlete.
Let's say badminton is monstrous in India, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's the thing, though. I knew a lot of girls that played indoor volleyball, but I don't know. I don't know if it's where I grew up. I just don't remember there being those teams.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, our state never had high school.
That's what I'm saying. Our state didn't have that as a sport.
They had women's volleyball.
Right. There's always women's,
but they didn't have guys. Yeah.
This one's pretty simple, but why is Russia the ROC? And it's not because they're part of Jay-Z's Rockefeller family.
Because they're the CCCP. Because of their violations.
Yeah.
Correct.
They're not allowed to represent.
They got banned for doping, so a lot of their athletes are competing under the Russian Olympic Committee. And we've seen this before.
I know, but what's so stupid about it, though, it's either ban them or just let them be called Russia, because every time they say the ROC, that's the Russian team. I'm like, well, then it's the Russian team.
Basically, you should just say the Russians that didn't get caught.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is the punishment? They're still there. You just call them a different name, Steve, you can go to jail, or we're going to call you Billy. Call me Billy.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Also, I mean, granted, I watched that movie about people doping up and stuff, and they had one of the head Russian guys there. Look, as soon as the technology comes out to catch them, they are ahead of it, making the technology to beat it.
Yeah, always. Count on that, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Why isn't King James, LeBron James, in the Olympics?
He had to work on the bald spot.
Promo for Space Jam.
Hey, he just had some injuries this year. So he opted out. Man, I'll tell you what. United States put it to Iran the other night.
Well, yeah. And we should have.
But, man, we
could have taken on Iran. They're having their trouble with some of the other countries.
Did you see it? Were you able to watch it? Was it on a replay or anything?
I think it was on Peacock.
It was, and when it was live, and I thought to myself, man, this is one of the bigger sports that I would want to watch. You think that NBC would put that on primetime, but I guess they're trying to
I said that too. I'm guessing, right, they're trying to get them over there. And then Peacock did this a lot with the English Premier League this summer. The main events, I have the main basketball games, I'm sure you'll probably be able to watch on NBC.
Yeah.
But they put some of it all right, it's early round, let's get him in there. So you try to get people over there.
Did you see the clip from the guys from England who won the 4x100?
I did not.
Okay, so they win the 4x100, which is, when you do freestyle, breast, backstroke, butterfly. So each person has a discipline that they do, right?
You go a different leg.
Yeah, yes. So they win it, and the two of the guys are up at the podium, and there's a reporter asking questions, and he says, you really couldn't have done it if it wasn't for that huge third leg. And they couldn't keep it together. So they're up just turning their backs, put their shirts over their head. We had a big third leg.
Thanks for the comment about my penis. But really, it was Johnny
what
that did the work.
What a huge third leg you have.
All right, and then the last one, how deep is the Olympic pool? How deep is a diving pool?
How deep is your love, Ted?
How deep is the Olympic pool? I'll say 15 feet.
So the swimming pool in Tokyo is 10 feet deep.
Okay. That's it.
Miles, I think you're right. I think usually they're deeper. And a lot of times, my buddy swam at Boston College, and he said when they played, the Naval Academy, they'd be having a meet up top, and you could see dudes in the bottom of the pool going through training.
Really?
Huh. Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow. Which is kind of
What's
crazy.
the diving? Is that 30 feet, maybe?
No, 3 feet. So I can be real good.
Yeah, this says they're 10 to 16 feet, but that can't be right.
You're jumping from, 40 feet up in the air? I mean, granted, the way they hit the water, you know what I mean? They kind of.
But you go down there.
No, I know. I'd be like, how? Man, you need to make this pool deep.
Because, I mean, I've been to the Olympic, the thing in Federal Way, and, I mean, I didn't even dive. I was just jumping from 10 meters up, and I'm like, that had to be deeper than 15 feet.
Maybe you're just good.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Maybe you're just good, to.
Yeah, jumping. Let's see, what are you going to watch tonight? I know the NBA draft is already going on. Mike, you'll be happy to know, so am I. It's a brand new and Practical Jokers on True TV tonight. You can check that out.
Okay, thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cleaning up poop is one of the worst chores we face as parents. A leaky diaper can ruin your day, whether you now need to clean the whole crib or you've ruined yet another favorite shirt. At Hello Bello, we know your pain, which is why our affordable diapers help prevent leaks day and night. They're sleek and thin and come in several adorable designs. To save yourself from future blowouts, visit HelloBello.com and use code HELLO30 for 30% off your first bundle of diapers. That's HelloBello.com, code HELLO30 for 30% off.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. New Jersey neighbors say the smell of marijuana in a grow facility is driving them crazy. Meanwhile, police respond to loud noise complaint and find no one home as the stereo was turned on by a cat named Daisy. BMW owner ordered to pay neighbors over $5,000 because of his loud-ass car. Roommates throw hands after one's loud chewing goes too far. And a man in a yellow dress steals a school bus and rams a front loader through his ex-wife's home. And it's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we go to the UK, where two roommates got into an altercation. While sitting together, one of the two was enjoying a meal apparently so delicious that he shared the experience with his roommate to the effect of chewing incredibly loudly. The sound, enough to make anyone snap, caused the roommate to lash out, and the two started to brawl. Police were eventually called, and the pair were broken up.
Because he was chewing too loudly?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was. He was absolutely.
Let's recreate the moment if we can.
Oh, you want to recreate the moment, dude?
Yeah,
It's delicious.
Right. I mean, eventually, dude, you gotta stop.
I'm going to take you out, man. That's enough. Knock it off. In other news, up in Canada, a man was arrested for acting not very Canadian. He had ordered a 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal from a local fast food restaurant.
I get the feeling it's not going to end happy.
Unfortunately, there was a human error issue with his order, and they mistook him to mean 4 Happy Meals. This caused him to have a very understandable reaction of storming around the restaurant, swearing and knocking over the hand sanitizer stand in a fit of rage, before demanding that they make his food correctly as he waited.
What? Wait a minute.
He ordered he ordered a Happy Meal to start with 4 nuggets?
Yeah.
And he ended up getting 4
Happy Meals. I don't know if any of them had
the nuggets.
Right. It might have just been 4 Happy Meals with like a cheeseburger or something
Either
like that.
Either way, like, brother, listen. The good news is, like, you got to send something back at, say, Ruth's Chris.
Right.
It's going to take a minute.
Right.
It's McDonald's. Like, bro, they can get your order to you in about 30 seconds.
Right.
It's not worth losing your S about.
And usually if you go up to the counter and say, hey, sorry, my receipt actually says I was supposed to just have one Happy Meal of a 4-piece chicken nugget. They'd say, oh, our apologies, sir.
Oh, I see. You can actually order just a 4-piece nugget.
Yeah.
Sans the Happy Meal.
Oh. Well, he was actually looking for a 4-piece Happy Meal.
Was he?
Yeah.
He needed the Happy
Meal. What the hell? Like, I feel like I'd order 4 Happy Meals for, like, one meal.
Yes!
I agree. Like, you're this mad and you literally only need 4 chicken McNuggets.
And a small fry?
Like, you're not even hangry.
Right. Come on, dude.
Come on, man.
I'm hangry thinking about it.
That's a snack.
He was then told that he would not be served for his behavior, which caused another violent outburst, assaulting the cashier's counter. He was told that he would receive a refund and the police were called. Yeah, he was sitting there standing on his high horse of, I'm waiting for the food that I paid for. You going to pay for that hand sanitizer stand that you just smashed up over there?
You got a lot of stuff to pay for, homie.
No, you're not.
You think it's weird just to watch, like, people competition eat nuggets?
A competition eating nuggets?
I mean, if
I had a friend that was watching 2 girls try to eat like 200 nuggets or something.
Cool. Yeah, I'd watch it.
Was there a time limit on eating 200 nuggets?
I think they just stopped at like 137, if I had to guess.
That's a good place to stop.
But I'll find myself scrolling on Facebook and I'll see people doing food challenges all the time. There's a gal that on there that she's done all sorts of things. She's gone to like the Heart Attack Grill down there. She's eating the big burger. She's eating that monster burrito and stuff like that. And she's challenged these big dudes that should be able to put down a plate of food.
Part of the Kilo crew?
Maybe.
All right, nice.
I like it.
That Heart Attack Grill's had more actual heart attacks, that restaurant, than probably any other that's been,
absolutely.
But I can't get upset about it. Like, dude, they put it on the name.
They punish you for not finishing your food.
Right.
Well, and also, isn't it if you weigh over 300 pounds, it's free?
Correct.
Really?
I feel like a lot of the heart attacks have been like very, like, you're talking big people. They're like, oh,
didn't like the founder of that place die of a heart attack?
I think he did. There was something like that.
there's too much. There's too much.
It's called Heart Attack Grill.
Right.
So it's like you cannot get upset. They're telling you up front.
It's almost like they should have a defibrillator.
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if they did either. We go to Spain, where police were called on a noise complaint. During the early hours, neighbors of a flat were unable to sleep due to their neighbor cranking their music to irritating levels. Police were called and made their way into the flat, but were unable to find the resident. They eventually got his information and called him to ask about the noise. That's when he informed them of the proclivity of his cat to turn on the stereo and play with the volume wheel, which explains the obnoxious levels. That cat sucks.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And apparently you don't need to own a cat in order for it to be a douchebag to everybody, man.
That's it. Cats, they know what they're doing. They're full of hate.
What music would Rainbow Janet crank there if she had her druthers and she just had the house for a day?
Well, we were listening to John Coltrane on Sunday.
Okay.
But I don't think she was really down with that. She had a stink eye. But if I put on something like...
You don't like birds?
She's not like... But if you play something like Faith No More, man, she wants to curl up in my lap.
Jams it. All
so
right.
she's a rocker. Yeah.
I like it. A town in New Jersey has found themselves in a sticky, icky situation.
Oh, boy.
See what I did there?
Oh.
Seizing an
sticky, icky.
Seizing an opportunity in the form of a former Walmart building, the nation's largest marijuana cultivator opened operations in said building. But it's left a negative side effect. A very skunky odor wafting about the surrounding area. To add salt to the wound, the facility is merely a cultivation center and is not open for retail sales.
It depends what you like.
Yeah. It's an old Walmart, and the thing is completely full of weed.
Right.
So when you think of the size of that facility,
that is a lot of weed.
Most of the time, like, you don't realize it, but a lot of the indoor grow facilities are in places like Sodo, where there's no residents.
Sure.
Or on the eastern part of Washington, where, you're out in the middle of nowhere. Sure. It really doesn't affect anybody. But I mean, this is right. New Jersey, there's not a lot of room, to move.
So. I get you. Yeah, they've actually they've signed, a bunch of people have signed a petition, and I think they're still passing it around to try to get, I don't know if they're going to get it removed or they just want something to be done about the smell. But I can't imagine it's going to be all that bad. I've been inside of dispensaries, and yeah, that smell hits you like a wall when you first get in there.
But I like it.
You get blind to it in no time. And maybe it's because I'm going to go in there and buy something, but
yeah, man.
Yeah, I just feel like I lived in a building once where somebody got caught because they were growing, and I can't explain. It was just so much more pungent and this and that.
It is.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a waft of like somebody smoking weed and it goes away.
Sure.
Like it was It was thick. And I smoke weed.
And I'm taking a marijuana tour in an actual grow facility.
Really?
There's fans everywhere. Yeah.
Right.
But Alex hooked me up and down at Solstice.
All
so I
right.
had a chance to see how that's done. But I mean, it's, you have to, the fans strengthen the plants as they grow, circulate air, and then they have an outtake to make sure that the air is constantly flowing. So you don't really smell it as much as just being this heavy quaffed of,
Makes sense. Are you ready for this, Ted?
Hit me.
There's a video making the rounds online of a not one, but two-headed snake as it devours two different mice at the same time.
Get it done.
That doesn't shock me.
It's still going down the same throat. I mean, either way, you got two big lumps in you.
But it's weird. Mike and I watched this video earlier, and I mean, it's just a two-headed snake, and in each mouth, there's a different mouse. And we were like, but it's one throat, man.
Right. There's only one stomach to say we're hungry.
Right.
Yeah, but both mouths want to eat.
Like a guy, these two heads are thinking completely different. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I mean, either way, they got like two mice fighting for the room to go down at their stomach.
Well, we figured they were saying things like, don't talk with your mouth full. Well, Mom,
Exactly.
why are you always bugging me about talking with my mouth full?
It's my turn to eat.
Man, I think it's just pure evil.
Yeah. But the thing that got me is that this thing splits literally, at the neckline, which on a snake is kind of
it's pretty
weird.
long. Yeah.
But it's like just beyond each jaw is where it's split there. So we see where it splits there, but where does the esophagus end? We don't know. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you up next exclusively on Odyssey. More Men's Room on the way with a Men's Room Happy Hour. Download that Odyssey app now and listen to us here in just a couple minutes.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. In the meantime, we be all about this bitch for the next 90 seconds. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cleaning up poop is one of the worst chores we face as parents. A leaky diaper can ruin your day, whether you now need to clean the whole crib or you've ruined yet another favorite shirt. At Hello Bello, we know your pain, which is why our affordable diapers help prevent leaks day and night. They're sleek and thin and come in several adorable designs. To save yourself from future blowouts, visit HelloBello.com and use code HELLO30 for 30% off your first bundle of diapers. That's HelloBello.com, code HELLO30 for 30% off.